Oh my fucking God, they didn't resurrect a fucking dire wolf. I know. I want it to be true too. Huge ass prehistoric wolf would be cool all on its own, even before you tack on all the proof of concept coolness that would go with it. Right? I mean, there's a whole multi-billion-dollar movie franchise about why you shouldn't bring back any of the shit that I want to bring back, sure. But when it comes to like conservation of and the most recent human-caused extinctions, the ability to resurrect an extinct species would be a godsend. But that isn't what happened. No matter how many sensationalist headlines say otherwise, what did happen is that on Monday, a company called Colossal Biosciences revealed that they'd ever so slightly tweaked gray wolves' DNA so that they would look like dire wolves. Or sorry, I actually, we don't know what the fuck dire wolves look like, so I guess it would be more accurate to say that they tweaked the DNA of gray wolves so that they would look like the CGI wolves from Game of Thrones. So once they had their GMO wolves, they kept them secret, right? You know, like scientists do, until Monday when they did this big reveal where they introduced the world to Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi, 3 several-month-old pups. Or actually, sorry, I guess they didn't introduce them to the world so much as just Time and the New Yorker, who were given a co-exclusive on the story, you know, like scientists do. Colossal even did a photo shoot with George R.R. Martin holding one of the wolves because of all that science that they were doing. So anyway, both news outlets wrote predictably credulous pieces about how the dire wolf was back, baby. And those were, as was the intent of Colossal Biosciences, no doubt, shared so widely on social media over the next 24 hours that anybody who dared to stick their head up and point out that they didn't actually do the thing they're claiming to have done was treated like they just snatched away the fucking candy bowl. But it's damn important that we make a distinction here, right? When they say they resurrected a direwolf, everybody doubtless assumes that they did they found some ancient DNA and some amber or whatever from this thousands-year extinct breed of wolf, and then they Jurassic Parked it back together again. And if they'd done that, then at least we could have used those pups to answer questions about what dire wolves look like, right? And how they behaved. Granted, a clone would be an imperfect way to tackle those questions, but it would be, better than any data that we currently have. But the thing that they've created could actually lead us to understand less about dire wolves. See, apparently there's a genetic analysis that was published in Nature a few years back that suggested the dire wolf might not even be a wolf. It might be a distant cousin that split from wolves over 5 million years ago. Now, that study suggested it would be more closely related to an African jackal than a gray wolf, and that it would have had like a reddish color and looked like a giant coyote. Now, Colossal Bioengineering disputes that. Their lead geneticist says that according to her team's analysis, dire wolves shared 99.5% of the DNA that they had with gray wolves, and that the two species only diverged about 2.6 million years ago. But her team's analysis, it's worth emphasizing, isn't published any fucking where, and thus isn't subject to peer review. So we'll just have to take her word on it that her science, which contradicts the published science, just happened to show that the most accurate way to resurrect a dire wolf was also the least challenging and least expensive. And obviously, look, bad science reporting isn't unique or new, and companies overselling their achievements isn't unique or new. So by itself, this story might have just been a headline, but when I saw some of the pushback against people trying to correct the record, I was whipped into diatribe levels of rage over it, because I saw people on our side, right, ostensibly on our side, shitting on the corrections for dampening people's wonder in science. The implication being, I guess, that anything that gets people excited about science is good, even if the thing is bullshit. I shouldn't have to say why that's wrong. And to be fair, I probably don't have to tell you why it's wrong, but holy fucking shit, is that a dangerous attitude to have. I mean, I guarantee you that this is going to become a go-to now for everybody speaking out against conservationism, right? Like, why are we bothering to save these stupid fucking owls? If we can resurrect a dire wolf, surely we can bring back an owl that just died out last month. Right? That's the kind of bullshit we're inviting when we play along with this. But even worse, just the idea that lies are okay if they advance the cause we support puts us in dangerous, almost religious territory. Science can stand on its own. When your thing actually works, you don't need to dress it up in a bunch of bullshit. And sure, look, I'm as depressed as the next person at how little enthusiasm our culture has for science, but that's a problem with our culture, not with science.